From the outset, it is important to note that the process of development of the finance bill has happened exclusively under the remote control of the President, to the exclusion of members of Parliament from the opposition, concluding in today's PR exercise at State House that comes. The finance bill is purely their baby. I wish to take this opportunity to raise specific concerns that I have regarding the document and why I shall provide and disconnected this administration is from the day reality of life for ordinary Kenyans. The same can be said of the intention to charge excise duty on vegetable oil. While we the most significant cost in the value addition of sugar, demonstrates how haphazard the Polish products will place an undue burden on the people of Kenya. Manufactured products are yet to meet the demand in terms of quality and quantity, and therefore they are consequently, Kenyans are set to pay more for sanitary towels, diapers, to condemn the mass arrests of peaceful protesters taken by time and is no longer acceptable. We demand for the immediate release of the people who have been arrested, for it is their constitutional right to picket and or to William Ruto, Kenya is not your personal, and you will not silence the people. In his individual capacity for gross violation of the freedom of speech and the right to picket and protest, which is enshrined in our Constitution 2010. As I add, today we have been treated to an exercise, a PR exercise at State House, stating that there are some taxes which were imposed initially in the finance bill that have been dropped. I want to state clearly that Kenya as a nation depends on 80% of imported goods, including toothpick, tissue papers, foodstuff, including eggs, chicken. We are importing all these commodities. And therefore, as you purport to only remove the taxation on the locally produced goods, but you still raise the tax on the imports, the imported goods, the person who is going to bear this burden is the common mwananchi, is the boda boda rider, is the mama boga on the ground, is the common man. This is still going to raise the cost of living in our country. We are not going to accept to take it lightly, and we are urging Kenyans to still come out in large numbers, congratulating them for the demonstrations that they've held in Nairobi today. And we urge all Kenyans from different parts of this country to come out, from every ward, from every constituency, from every sub-county, from every county, and the nationwide demonstrations should be held in a very coordinated way and manner to show this regime that the power belongs to the people. That Article 1 of the Kenyan Constitution gives us the mandate, gives the people the mandate that the sovereignty only belongs to the people and nobody else. Ruto, being the president of the country, has a fiduciary duty. He's only holding this seat in trust for Kenyans. This seat does not mean that it is his personal property, and therefore without the removal of the taxes on the imported goods, which is further going to raise the cost of living. Therefore, demonstrations must just proceed as they've started. We will soon join you in these demonstrations after our debates, and I urge all members of parliament to still vote no, vote against the draconian, the oppressive finance bill that has caused untold sorrows in the lives of Kenyans. In our education sector, we want education to be made free. We want free education at the high school level. We want free education at the university level. And we also want free health care. We want health to be made free because Kenyans are suffering. It is not just about creating a problem and then having a solution for that problem, as we've experienced today by the president. This cheap PR we will not allow. You are only allowed to rig elections, but you cannot rig an economy. You cannot rig development. And now we are waiting for you. Asante sana. I invite my colleague, Honorable Mwago, to say a word.
Thank you, members of the states. I join my colleague, Honorable Babu, in congratulating Kenyans, both online and even the ones who have presented themselves physically today in the streets of Nairobi in Starehe constituency. I support them fully and I want to thank them for standing up and fighting against this draconian bill and actually bringing their leaders to account through SMSs, through pressure in the social media, bringing their MPs to the account to be true representatives of the people and what the people desire and their stand on this finance bill. We support the people's stand on we are rejecting the finance bill in totality, and actually we join in condemning the police for actually harassing people who are purported to be their bosses. The voters are the ones who are being taxed so that the government run. They rely on the taxes from the people who are demonstrating today, and it's very impunitive to actually punish the people who are your bosses. As you keep on telling us that you respect your bosses, you should start by respecting your bosses. If you are making decisions that harass, that do not favor your bosses, you should respect those decisions. We are rejecting this finance bill in totality because in the last year we had another finance bill, 2023-2024, which we rejected, but they used their numbers and marshaled them in parliament. They marshaled their numbers in parliament and had it passed. But we are asking, what are the implications of the last year's finance bill? What has it gained for the people? The impact it has had on the economy, and how has it affected the livelihoods of our people? Before proceeding to another finance bill, we should be told how accountable and equitable was the last finance bill and how it has performed. Because we understand even the 11 targets, they missed them with the last year finance bill. So it was done by a group of MPs from the Kenya Kusha government and the president and his cohorts. We are not aware of what amendments they have done, and that is why we are saying if they have done some amendments, we are asking the speaker to suspend the debate, the tabling of that finance bill today, and we are asking for the committee on finance to go back and redraft a new finance bill and bring it back to the people for them to collect fresh ideas from the people and public participation to happen again, so that there's no rush in passing this bill. Let Kenya and we're asking for total withdrawal of finance bill until they bring up another finance bill with the new amendments that
question. I just wanted to know, you said an ambassador helped in drafting the current finance bill. I don't know if you would be kind enough to mention the ambassadors.
About that, we are still getting sufficient information, and we are going to release. It is not just one person, but several of them, and we are going to remove a list of those who helped in drafting single-handedly this finance bill. And therefore, as I said earlier, that there are people who are purporting to be advisors of the president. But it is very unfortunate that the president does not listen to even his advisors. We said earlier that he advises his advisors on how to advise him. And because of that, the only public participation that the president will listen to is public demonstration. Any other question? Yes.
Mheshimiwa, swali langu litakuwa rahisi na sasa. Je, unaweza kueleza Wakenya uamuzi ambao umesema kwamba unaenda kupinga mswada wa fedha ambao
tunavitumia hapa nchini Kenya, bei zao zitaenda juu. Bei zikienda hataweza kununua bidhaa hivi kwa bei iliyo ya chini, so maisha bado itakuwa viko hapa chini. How do you talk on a national television and say clearly that things like diapers and pads are you go to some different parts of this country, you find that people are using clothes, taking dignity away from our girls and our on the ground. 60% of our women and our girls cannot afford shameful, because we are taking the confidence, the dignity, and there will be serious stigma. So I don't know what country is being run just in the name of saying that you are importing parts. And the moment you import the parts, is that cost not going to be met by the common mwananchi? The moment you import cement, is that cost not going to be met by the mwananchi? The moment you import maize, unga, is that cost not going to be met by the mwananchi because the tax has been increased on it? So any other thing that is being imported, the cost will go high. The cost of living will still be high. So there is nothing State House. And Ruto should come out and address them, not talking while he's scared.
We are given the 190s the power to protest and demonstrate, because every other time when demonstrations are called in this country, the political class tends to assume as the opposition are mobilized. But today it was purely out of the goodwill of 190. The people have come out with zero mobilization. They have come out to the streets to demonstrate on their own. We did not want to interfere with the process because we didn't want it to be labeled an Azimio demonstration plan. They have seen Kenyans themselves come out and demonstrate against this finance bill, and I think the message is clear as day. The people are tired now, and as the general of Sarai constituency, we have given them freedom and power to demonstrate in this constituency of mine, because my people have to express. They have the right to picket. They have the right to express whatever they think about this finance bill, and as their leaders, their general, I'm at the forefront in rejecting this finance bill and saying no to this finance bill. And it's only good that they have also come out